I'm Katrina Potter. If we have not met yet, I'm an integrative holistic life coach, essential oil specialist, emotion code practitioner, and speech language pathologist. And my passion is to bring together all things wellness with emotional healing and tools and communication and put it all into one little ball of love for you in our wellness journeys. So today, I am coming to you with a new idea that popped in my mind the other day when I was on a run, and I want to try it out. So we're going to see. Let's just see. But my thought is I would like to choose a topic each week, and on Mondays talk about the emotional component, and on Wednesdays talk about the physical component. And maybe some weeks there'll be guest speakers, maybe some weeks it'll be me, but we'll go over the emotional and the physical, like routines that you can do, some release work that maybe you can do, or some mindset shifts that you can look into. And then that way we're creating this community of growth, both emotionally and physically. So that is my thought. Today, I'm going to really focus on sharing some of the foundational elements as far as talking about the emotional component, because I don't know if that's readily known. And so I thought, let's just set the foundation this week. And then next week, we'll kick off and start talking about specific topics. Okay, so for the premise of my conversations, I use the word energy, and I want to talk about energy as it computes in my brain because it's I think a very important foundational term in regards to how I communicate my teachings. So as far as energy goes, energy is the physical experience in our body. So we have this state of being. When we wake up in the morning, how are we feeling? When we are trying to get out of bed, are we feeling exhausted or are we feeling excited? And this is how I conceptualize energy. So when we look at energy, our physical state of being, there are different levels. And I think of that as a staircase. So we can be at a lower level on the staircase if we're experiencing grief or if we're experiencing some sort of shame or guilt. Those emotions, you can kind of think about times that you've been grieving and you want to just curl up in a bed and snuggle up for the day, versus if you just landed your dream job or you just had some great sex or you just got to hang out with someone you haven't seen in a while. Those experiences are a higher energetic state in the body, and that brings us up into this level of the staircase. So the way that I look at this is when we're in these higher energetic states, everything feels easy. We're in an energetic state of ease. And then when we're in a lower energetic state, it's not so easy. So think dis-ease. Our body is in dis-ease. It's struggling. It's feeling heavy. Well, there's other things that come into play other than emotions when it comes to ease or dis-ease, or said differently, our high energetic state or our low energetic state. So when we look at it, I think it's nice to start off with ease. Things that put our body into ease: whole foods, eating foods that come from the earth rather than processed foods. So whole foods, high quality supplementation, an active lifestyle, financial freedom, a clear environment, healthy relationships, emotional healing, positive self-talk, proactive lifestyle, high quality essential oils. These are all things that help to fuel our body and keep it in a high energetic state. There's probably some others that I forgot to mention on here, but these are the things that come up in my mind. Dis-ease or the lack of ease comes from, like I said, emotional, unhealed traumas, grief, shame. Those are all low energetic emotions. There's if we're eating processed food, our body struggles with that. It doesn't give it a lot of great energy. No supplementation or low quality supplementation, sedentary lifestyle, a lot of debt, chemical cleaners, beauty products, all of those things that bring a lot of toxins into our body. Cluttered environment, unhealthy relationship, unhealed trauma, low quality of self-talk, over-the-counter essential oils, synthetic prescriptions, reactive lifestyle, self-sabotaging behaviors. Those are just a couple that came into my mind. So we have this state of ease, the state of dis-ease, and we bounce back and forth. It's not like we're always in one state or always in another. Sometimes we're in the middle of the staircase. But when it comes to looking at our emotional state or our physical state, I think that diagram gives such a indication on where we can find ourselves. So I wanted to share that. The other thing that I wanted to share with you is I mentioned in the beginning, I'm an emotion code practitioner, and emotion code is a tool that was created by Dr. Bradley Nelson. He's a chiropractor. He's very into holistic health and healing. And emotion code, the concept is different organs are responsible for processing different emotions. So think about when you're stressed, this is an easy way to kind of create this connection to this concept. Think about when you're stressed. Where do people typically hold it? In their shoulders. Their shoulders tighten. If we're anxious, where can you typically feel it? That pit in the stomach or the knot in the stomach. Those sayings are for a reason. Or if we're grieving, it's typically in our chest area. So different emotions are processed in different organs. Well, those emotions can get trapped in the body. And when they're trapped in the body, it can cause a layering almost of emotional heaviness. And in emotion code, it's called emotional baggage. It's just the heaviness that is experienced in those different organs. I describe our body as like a plumbing pipe. And when we have trapped emotions, meaning our body couldn't fully release it, think of little socks getting shoved in that plumbing pipe. Well, now it's really challenging for our body to work through that. So when we are looking at emotion code, it's a way of identifying and releasing those trapped emotions. So let me show you the diagram or the chart rather, that is offered through emotion code so that you can see what organs are responsible for different things. So I'm going to pull this up and then you can take a look at it. And you can just Google it if you are interested, Google emotion code chart. But what you can see within this chart, there's different organs along the left-hand side. And then both column A and column B are indicating the emotions that are typically, for most people, processed within these organs. So you'll notice the heart and the small intestine is typically responsible for processing abandonment, betrayal, forlorn, lost, love unreceived, effort unreceived, heartache, insecurity, overjoy, and vulnerability. So if we have a trapped emotion around any of these, or maybe multiple of these, it is going to create an energetic experience or an energetic weight in those emotions, or in those organs rather. This is another one that I like to point out. We're looking at the reproductive organs: humiliation, jealousy, longing, lust, overwhelm, pride, shame, shock, unworthiness, worthlessness. Well, in our culture, we typically experience as a society a lot of shame, pride, a lot of unworthiness, and a lot of worthlessness. And we also see a lot of reproductive things happening. So it's just very interesting when you start looking at this chart, the different connections that can be made with that. So that's the emotion code. That's probably going to come up in future talks and workshops. So you can see that there. And then the last thing that I want to just mention is when we're doing these workshops, if you like the concepts behind it, awesome. My hope and my intention is that you find little nuggets and they help in some capacity in your support and feel good. If there's things that I share that you don't enjoy, then just let them come in one ear and out the other. I am not at all intending for this to be needing to be your truth. It's just my thoughts, my opinions, my ideas, my research, and then you get to do with it what you will. This is in no way intended to be medical advice. Obviously, talk to your doctor, get your support system of medical teams. This is just sharing information in this group. And so I just want to share that as we begin to start this journey together. So that's all I have for today. I will plan on seeing you on Wednesday. We're going to talk a little bit more about some of the foundational things when it comes to our physical health. Today I was talking more about the emotional component. So we'll do that on Wednesday. And then next week, we're going to start off with our revolving topics. Have a good day, everyone.